This channel is proudly sponsored by the Demon Ninja Kickstarter, a tabletop RPG of horror and redemption in a dark Japan. Please check out the links in the description and in the pinned comment. Here's a promo to the Kickstarter. And the Red Room Publishing. Please check out the link to their store also in the description and in the pinned comment for exclusive tabletop RPG products you will find nowhere else. Thank you. Hi, welcome to this part of my review featuring the Terminator role-playing game. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review featuring this tabletop RPG where humanity fights against the autonomous network Skynet, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to talk about combat, featuring initiative, because initiative in this system is somewhat different when compared to some other tabletop RPGs. Before actions are selected during a combat round, it is important to consider the order in which these actions are resolved. This is organized by determining initiative. Initiative is a measure of a combatant's reaction speed to dangerous situations and serves to determine the order in which actions are selected and performed. A combatant with a particularly high initiative will be able to analyze the scene quickly, identifying what other participants of the combat are likely to do and react to that by taking the first action. At the opposite end of the spectrum, a combatant with a low initiative will be slower to react, committing to the first decision that comes to mind and acting after others have already done so. All characters have an initiative bonus equal to their dexterity and concentration stats, added to their tactics skill. This value is used during combat when determining initiative values, and is found on the character sheet, of course. When combat begins, each combatant calculates their initiative value by rolling 1d10 and adding their initiative bonus. The total is the combatant's initiative value for the combat. Any ties are broken by whichever combatant has the highest rank in the tactics skill. Should there still be a draw at this point, the tact is similarly consulted with any drawn combatants considered to act simultaneously, selecting and resolving their actions at the same time. When this happens, it is suggested that combatants write down their actions and reveal them together, though the director is free to handle this in whatever way they best see fit. I think it would be a good idea to handle things based on the context. You could perhaps give the initiative to a character that is closest to an enemy, if that is the situation you are handling, or perhaps based on the terrain. Once initiative is determined, all participants in the combat take turns selecting an action for the combat round, starting with the lowest initiative value. After all combatants have selected an action, these actions are performed in order starting with the highest initiative value. By using this method of initiative, those who are slower to react must declare their intentions first. Those more experienced or quick-witted will then react to the decisions made by others, choosing their own actions based on what they know that other combatants are doing. Initiative values remain in place for subsequent combat rounds, with combatants continuing to choose and resolve actions in the specified order until a significant change in situation arises. For example, you can hold your actions, you can carry out ambushes at the very start. There are also going to be modifiers that apply penalties. Perhaps the target has more ranks in detect than any member of the ambushing party has in stealth. Or maybe the target has more ranks in tactics than any member of the ambushing party has in tactics. This basically means that when an ambush is carried out, you need to make a check. This is usually a tactics skill test, with a difficulty of 8. Other factors that could affect the order and initiative of battle could be that perhaps a character has the pacifist trait, or maybe the character is stunned. If you find this too much of a hassle, you have optional rules that simplify things. For example, simple initiative. For tables looking for a simpler, less tactical game, simply merge declaration and resolution together, allowing characters with the best initiative to declare and resolve their action before moving on to the next based initiative score. And you have initiative for groups. Sometimes the players will come up against a large number of enemies of the same type that have the same initiative bonus, such as an entire gang of youths, or if things got really bad, an entire host of Terminators. When this happens, the director should feel free to make a single initiative roll for the group of enemies rather than making a large number of separate rolls. In this way, a group of combatants are able to maximize their strengths and move or attack together. And this concludes this part of the review. In the next part we are going to talk about combat rounds and actions. I actually like this initiative system as a representation of what you would expect to see in the Terminator films. There are some moments where the Terminator is pulling out a weapon and then you see the camera zooming in to this other character, the main character, perhaps Kyle Reese, pulling out his weapon a bit before or a bit after. Or perhaps you see the T-1000 rushing at the T-800 as this last one is pulling out its shotgun. So it represents that moment when, for a split second, you manage to outguess, outperceive, or outthink what the opponent is doing, the intentions, the actions, and you manage to take a better course of action. Thank you for watching this part of the review. Don't forget to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. This has been Abraham El Jaguar, a professional game master. If you want me to run a game for you, please check out the pinned comment below. And remember, roleplay solves everything. Once again, thank you and see you later.